Um, I come from Calgary, and as you're well aware, the economy in Alberta has not been good for the last couple of years now, and probably getting worse. But in speaking with a home builder quite recently, all through the downturn in oil prices, they were still building and selling homes. And he said, as a result of the move last fall, the new home construction in Calgary has effectively dried up. So I'd just like you to comment on that. Secondly, I would like you to comment on expand a little bit on the one-size-fits-all approach, because again, you mentioned Quebec. I'm from Alberta. It seems as though Canadians across the country are being penalized because of two hot markets, one in Vancouver and one in Toronto. And I'd like you to comment on that.
Okay.
Regarding the question of regionality and housing starts having stalled in Calgary, from the lenders within our community, I'm hearing very similar reports of the number of applications for new mortgages this January versus last January, seeing startling drop-offs. First-time home buyers are very specifically penalized by these changes, and so by virtue of there being a real lack of new entrants onto that property ladder, there's less need for new homes to be constructed, and certainly in the regions that are economically challenged currently, you're going to see those effects first. Any incentives at all that could assist with adding additional supply in the markets that we're seeing these increasing appreciative values in would be incredibly beneficial for everybody. I think almost all of the pricing pressure in the Toronto and Vancouver area is very specifically supply-side issue. I think, to be fair, the government since 2009 has implemented a good number of changes now that tighten mortgage rules, and I would actually argue that many of them were very, very prudent at the time. I think we've got to the point, though, now where we're addressing the entire problem with demand-side solutions when supply is what really needs to be addressed, and we're creating real problems for first-time home buyers and making home ownership in Canada elitist.
Issue in the municipal side of government. They control the land development side. They have the bylaws in place. They have the planning departments. And it is very onerous in my discussions with a lot of different people across the country to get a development project started. So what we see, and I'm from Vancouver in the Lower Mainland, you can see up to a 7-year delay from the time you actually identify a piece of land that you may want to develop and it actually comes on market. In that 7-year period of time, developers have to carry property. There's a lot of costs. There's soft costs, fronting development cost charges. This is a lot of money that has to be paid for up front. Their interest costs accrue, and then in the end, as I mentioned earlier, it's the home purchaser that actually pays for this. So streamlining that level of government, would it be incentives, some capital expenditures to get water treatment facilities, land dedication in place? These actually delay land development projects, and at the development side, there's costs involved acquiring land. We do those mortgages as mortgage brokers as well for these developers. Those costs accrue. So that's one way of maybe improving the supply side. You have to make it easier. It's very difficult.
Thank you.
Well, even in little old Halifax, we've got between about 27% of our home prices is taxes, development charges, levies, water and sewer fees. So we're on the low end compared to Toronto, but we still have quite a bit of fees and taxes. I would say right now we don't have any buyers that are entering the market. Therefore, I don't necessarily sell. As a real estate agent, I sell to first-time home buyers. But as a builder, I can't necessarily build anything that could accommodate a first-time home buyer price-wise because of the cost of land and things like that. But we have nobody entering the market buying Bob and Mary's bungalow so that Bob and Mary can move into their dream home that Tamara built them. So we have nobody entering, so the choo-choo train chugs along, and then we sell Bob and Mary a new home, and then the people that were in this home move out to and buy a condo and retire happily in a condo. So we have nobody going into the market